Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Whether you're watching me live or whether you're on catch up, I hope you're all well and I hope your cats are all well too. I've actually got my glasses on today so I can actually see what's said in the comment. And Man of Constant Sorrow, got a question right away. You're in Poland and you've had a cat for over 11 years and she goes into survival mode when she goes to the vets. So she's clearly very, very stressed when she goes to the vets. I'd like to know, has your vet, now this is a medical question or it can be, but Sydney, and Pudding's here if you don't know who the cats are. BD's here as well, the moderator. Hi, Bev. Thanks for joining me. Keeping me safe. Not that I need to be because everybody's really well behaved, but you never know. Man of Constant Sorrow, has your vet offered you any sedatives before your cat goes to the vet? Because these can be really, really important and can help a cat so they're not stressed and they're not sort of totally zonked out of it either. They are just nicely mild and mellow. There's two different types. Well, maybe more, but certainly from my own experience, I use gabapentin, and there's a new one called OneCat. So if you want to do your research on those, and certainly ask your vet. There are other things that you can do as well. So Pet Remedy, these wipes here, they come in tins like this, or you can buy packets. And these are calming cat attractants, and they come in a little cloth. This is my demo one, so oh, there's hair everywhere now. So it's not as damp as it normally is with the calming herbs of valerian, vetiver, and clary sage. So you would literally wipe your hands, you would wipe that over the cats, and then you can pop one of those into the cat carrier as well. If you didn't want to go down the medicine route from your vet, then there are other things that you can use, calming nutraceuticals, but I'd advise that would be given probably a good 2 weeks before, which is no good if you've got an emergency vet appointment. But if it is that you just you've got a scheduled one, then you can actually give that, and that is Anxitane. There are other ones as well. It's difficult to give it to. Okay. The Anxitane is really palatable, actually, and if they won't take it just as a little treat, because that's what my cats do, then you can grind it down and add it to food. So it's worth trying that, and I hope that helps. Pet Remedy also comes in a spray as well. I haven't got one here to show you, but they come in lots of different products as well. So again, that's something that you could just put onto your hands and wipe over the cat or wipe into the cat bed. It's worth giving that a go, and certainly speak to your vet. Some of these meds you may be able to get into them with combining with a churro or a licky licks or something like that. Even tuna water, it can help get it into them. So do let me know if that works and if that's been helpful, because a stressed cat going to the vet, it's just going to be more stress next time it goes to the vet, and it's learned behaviour then. Yes, Bev, it is Girl Squad tonight with Puds and Sydney. I just hope they don't walk over the screen and cut me off. So if I do suddenly disappear, it's cat inflicted, and I will be back. Hi, Helene. Hope you are well. If anyone's got any questions, then please don't be shy. As long as they're not medical related and it's behaviour related, then I can certainly try and help you. Veronica, hello. You adopted your first cat less than a month ago. You've got the same problem. Does covering your cat with blankets before lifting and putting them into the carrier calm them or panic them? Well, they're not parrots. And I would suggest that get your training right first. So if you go over to my TikTok account or even on my YouTube account, that's Kitty City Cat Behaviourist, I've got a carrier loading set of videos. If you can make the carrier a safe space, so start leaving it out all the time, get your cat used to it, again using cat attractants, not catnip, but cat attractants that are going to be calming, and get them used to going into the cat basket so they're not stressed. Helene, it was Anxitane. I'll show you the box. There are other different ones as well, actually. So Carmex, that's really, really palatable. So the cats tell me anyway. That's Anxitane. You can get these from Amazon. And excuse me, the Anxitane, there was one left, but you can just see how small the little blister packs are there. But I was demonstrating to somebody that there was half a tablet left. I was demonstrating it, and Hugo ate it because he really, really likes them. Again, with training, I've trained Hugo to accept a syringe. I put licky licks in the syringe, and then one day, if he does need any meds, he's just like, oh great, it's going to be what we always have. And it's not. So if you can get them used to going into the carrier first, Veronica, that's the major thing, really. And then when you do have to zip it up, they're not going to be stressed. And then by all means, once they're in the carrier, you can then cover them with a towel that's been sprayed with Pet Remedy. And that just takes away all of the anxiety that they're going to be based in a busy environment. So that can calm them, but certainly don't cover them with a towel before you put them in the basket. A lot of people just very hurriedly put cats in baskets, and the cat parents get stressed, and then it can then exacerbate the cat's stress as well. Man of constant sorrow, she's also very stressed afterwards. Yeah, again, with the meds from the vet, speak to them about that. It wears off gradually, and there shouldn't be any of that stress. So I hope that helps. Cowdance, hello, what a great name. Little fur people keep humans a little more sane, mostly. Thanks for the awesome share. Oh, thank you for sharing that, BD. That's great. Yeah, so if anybody wants to get Pet Remedy, it ships worldwide. Click on the link that Bev's just put there. And you're from Canada as well. So a couple, Canada, Poland, UK. Where are you all from? 7, my cat recently had a high fever, wasn't eating, hiding, took to a vet, test, x-ray. They didn't see anything that was wrong. Just the red blood cells were in the normal range, but in the lower. Again, this is a medical question. So very often behavioural problems and physiological problems can coexist. So with anybody, I would always say, if you've got a cat that's acting out of sorts, definitely if they're not eating or if they're hiding, urinating outside of the box, anything like that, you must get them checked with a vet first. So you need to rule that out, that it's not anything medical, and then we can look at the behavioural aspect of it. Her eyes are watering really bad, yellowish discharge, so frustrated and confused. What should I do, or what should I be looking out for? You should definitely be taking your cat to the vet, 7. I mean, I'm not medically trained, but if it was one of my cats, I'd straight away be thinking, there's something wrong there, and if she's not eating, it can be really serious if a cat doesn't eat, because inappetence in a cat should never be ignored. And it's all very easy for us to say, oh, cats are picky eaters, they're fussy, but we should not ignore inappetence in cats. Helene, your cat hates going to the vet no matter what you do. You've got Fellaway on all the time, and he's so nice to it. It's only down the block from you, so it's not far. Oh, that's lovely. But again, it's just get your cat in the right frame of mind, get them trained to going into the box first, so you're not stressed. And then it won't be such a rushed experience, especially if you know it's a routine appointment. Take your time, and make the carrier a safe space and somewhere where they really enjoy going. You could put little Tarby stick that was just on the desk here because Pudding's just been playing with it. She's gone now. Typical, but 7 cats in the house and nobody is with me. I was just grooming them before, and I don't know whether I need to groom myself because I'm actually covered in cat hair now. Oh, she's man of constant sorrow. She's stressed after anaesthesia, often for a couple of days. Yeah, well, that's to be expected if they've had anaesthetic. No, don't worry, 7. It's behavioural issues. Jessie, hello there. How often do indoor cats need a checkup? I feel like taking her to the vet because it causes a oh, hello, Pudding. You take her to the vet because it causes her an unhealthy amount of stress. So maybe I should wait until something is wrong. No, Jessie, I would certainly, depending on the age, if she's under about 12, I would take her to the vets once a year for a check. a checkup, because the vets will check in the mouth and they'll, really check that everything is as it should be. Once they get to geriatric ages, then 12 and above, then really they should go to the vet twice a year because they'll need more tests and things. Again, it's a medical question, but I'm just speaking anecdotally from my experience with my cats. Helene, Zilkine is it's an amino acid found in the milk protein, so it's very, very mild. It doesn't really do much in my experience, so I wouldn't use Zilkine. It's just going to calm them down like a mug of hot milk would calm us down. It's the casein, which is the amino acid in there. So I'd definitely be looking for something a little bit more that's going to work along the GABA pathway with the serotonin boosting amino acids. So something like L-theanine or L-tryptophan. You put a towel in with your scent and a catnip toy. Again, catnip, I wouldn't be putting catnip in a carrier when you're taking the cat to the vets, because it's a stimulant. So if they're feeling a little bit stressed, it's actually going to exacerbate that stress. So you need to be thinking of calming herbs, valerian, things like that. Vesper's become quite hissy recently, but no changes at home. Could it be the new cat? Yeah, I was just about, before I read that, Bev, I was just about to say, if there's a new cat on the block, it can really, really affect the cats indoors. So, you've heard of, you've seen the videos I've done on redirected aggression. Well, that can happen to owners as well, or caregivers. So I would definitely be looking that's where you'd be pointing the blame there to the new cat. He'll get used to it. He's probably got a little bit of territorial war going on. Yeah, it will be making him grumpy. Hannah, you've got 7 cats as well, and I'm noticing they're getting bored and sometimes go after each other. What type of enrichment activities do you recommend? Oh gosh, love this topic. So how are you feeding them, Hannah? I would definitely be putting, if you're feeding wet and dry, then the wet I would always feed separately. So even if your cats are best buddies, always feed separately, because food is a resource and it can build up frustration. When you get one cat going to another cat's bowl and then they're swapping over, that can lead to tension and frustration. So firstly, feed them separately. You can put the wet food into something like a slow feeder. I've got a couple of examples here. So this is a slow feeder, and this is a licky bowl. So this actually, you mash the wet food into that, and it takes them longer to eat it. So they have a lot more time to eat the food. They don't bolt it, so then you don't get food bath. Dry food, you can put in foragers, as if by magic. I've got a repurposed egg carton here, which is great for putting bits of kibble in, and you can hide these around the house as well. So don't always leave the food in the same place, especially dried food. Make sure it moves around the house, because cats don't find their prey in the same little hole or burrow or on the same tree every day. They go and hunt for food. So if you can try and tap into that predatory drive when it comes to food, that will really help. There's other things too. I'm just looking what I've got around me here. So these are really good. Obviously, this is just a cardboard cutout. So each of these different zones for dry kibble, the cat has got to perform a different function to get the food out. There's all sorts of things. These are dog toys. They're brilliant. They're just a little bit harder. They have to rock it to be able to work out how to get the food. If you go back to some of the other cats.com videos, I've got loads of different types of foragers that you can have. Snuffle mats, I mention this every time. So if you don't know what a snuffle mat is, I'll show you. There's all different types. I don't think I've shown this one before. So this one would start off by expanding it out, and you pop the kibble in there, and then as they get a little bit cleverer and they know what to do, you can tighten that up. So lots of different ways that you can hide your food. That would be really good. Wand toys are excellent as well. So if you've got 7 cats, you'd be wanting to play with them separately. So there's no competition. And when you have a wand toy, don't go up to the cat like that and put it in its face, because birds and mice don't do that to cats. And when you are playing with your cat, you actually aren't playing with it, you're just allowing that cat to be a predator, and you're tapping into that predatory instinct to allow your cat to perform what it does best, and that's hunt. So you might notice when you play with your cat, whenever you get a wand and you take it, and just before it goes out of sight, the cat will sink down and then do that bum twitch, and it will go into pounce mode, predator mode. So that's how you would play with a wand. And there's all sorts of other toys as well. Kickers are really good. If you're going to use catnip on a kicker, make sure it's solo play, because again, it's a stimulant and it could rile them up, and then you get a big competition, and then they could end up arguing and having a bit of a spat. We don't want that. So there's so many different ways that you can enrich your cat's life. Cat TV, that's another thing you can do. Water play. I think I've said to Bev before, put a casserole dish with some shallow water in and float bottle tops on there, and with treats in, and then the cats will be trying to get the treats. Make sure they're high reward treats though. You really want to have the incentive there for the cat to be able to get the bottle out of the water. And it is a sneaky way of getting a little bit of extra water into them, because the paws will go in the water and then they'll instinctively lick the paws. Toilet rolls, these make great little hide and seek feeders as well. Fold one end over, pop the treats in, make little holes, and again, as the cat knocks them around, the treats drop out. Cardboard boxes. I had to save this cardboard box, of course, for that leopard print. Get some tissue paper. Here I have some tissue paper. It's even got cats on it. So brew little balls up, put it in the box, and then put the treats in there as well. So that's another forager for the cats, and that's something that's free. It's not always about the most expensive toy, because chances are that you'll spend £20 or $20 on a cat toy, and they'll just be interested in the box that it came in. So it's things that move that they're attracted to, which would be your wand or your robotic toy, and then things that make noises, rustle, and then obviously the sense of things as well. So I hope that's given you some help there, Hannah, but certainly go and have a look at my TikTok account and my YouTube account, because I've got some videos already loaded up on there. Hi, Mr. Eric. Any recommendations for toys for our kitten, 6 months old, when he's home alone? We have a spinner toy that has a sensor that he loves, but I was wondering if there are any other toys out there. Well, hopefully, if you've just been watching this, you'll be able to have picked up some ideas straight away. I always think it's a great idea to create a kitty creche, especially if you're going to be out at work, and make sure that you've got timers, because your kitten's going to need at least 4 to 5 meals a day, small meals. So you've got timed feeders going off, and a feeder can also, if you've got several of them, you can even be putting things like a matatabi stick in there that's going to be a stimulatory, get the teeth in, it's going to stimulate your cat, but in a less of an impact than catnip, because catnip is a really high stimulant. So I always say, if catnip is a stimulant here, and you've got valerian here, then matatabi or silver vine or gall fruit is about here. So it's midway, and it isn't going to get them too excited. Catnip, again, you could put that into toys, kicker toys. Kittens tend to love these kickers, and some of them you can actually stuff them with catnip as well, and they quite enjoy those. If you've got an echo device, Sydney's come back in. Have you noticed if the door's closed, they want to be in, and then you let them in, and then they want to be back out again? Yeah, the echo device, that's got a skill on it called Pet Buddy. And if you program that, it will go and set daycare mode. It will rotate through human noises, nature sounds, white noise, and calming music, and that's brilliant. So whenever I pop out, I always put Pet Buddy on, and it's a little routine that my cats then know I'm going to be going out, but I am always going to be coming back. So that's something that you could think of. So I think for your little one, Eric, think about the food. So your cat, it's not going hungry. You could even, if you can, put cat TV on for them. Patsy's Garden is brilliant on YouTube. I say that every time. I'm sure there are other channels, but I just love, or sorry, my cats just love Patsy's Garden. And it's just like looking out of the window. You could put bird feeders outside of your window if you have an outside view. And that's natural cat TV. So that's something else that you could think about. But let me know how it goes. And I'm sure your kitten will be fine. Don't forget early neutering as well. That's something that I really, really did want to talk about today, is that we can't take it for granted that cat parents know that they should get the cats neutered. And there seems to be an old wives' tale or a misconception that it's always good for a female cat to have a first litter of kittens. This is just a myth. It's really, really important, not only for the health benefits of getting your cat neutered and spayed, it's because of the behavioural aspect as well. So many behavioural aspects will start to become apparent in both males and females if they are not neutered. And of course, you're actually making more kittens. That these shelters are actually overrun with kittens, and a lot of queens, the entire females, are actually coming into heat now if they haven't been already, because I know there's been quite a few early litters already, certainly in my area. Really, really important to get your cats neutered. If finances are an issue, then go along to some of your cat charities, and they may be able to give you a voucher, or they may be able to help you, because you're helping them by getting your cat neutered. Because if you don't get it neutered, it's going to have litter after litter, and it's invariably going to end up on their doorstep anyway. Hi, Annabelle. One of your cats has started running over to meet me and grabbing my legs, and when you're getting crusty bread. Do you have any ideas why? Yeah, that it is funny. I don't think it's because you're getting crusty bread. I think it's learned behaviour, so it's a predatory aggression. So, and I think probably the rustle of the crusty bread in the wrapper is a signal to the cats that you're going to be stationary, and it can go and bite your leg or claw up your leg. So it's really, really important that you play with your cat more, and if you can, try and break this habit. So before you go and get the crusty breads, if you can actually gently coax the cat out into another room, shut the door, and then get your crusty breads, because then it won't allow the cat to rehearse this behavior. And after you've done this for maybe a week or 10 days, your cat hopefully will forget about that repetition that it's got, of the habit it's got into. And also making sure that you do play with them, because predatory aggression is one of the hardest aggressions, I think, to counter, because it's in their instinct to be predators and to be aggressive with their prey. And legs, human legs, again, I said about the way that cats are attracted to things that move. Legs move and cats are attracted to them. So if ever, another thing you could do is literally, if you're walking and your cat goes to attack your legs, is stand still. Try and distract them. What you could always do is be prepared and get some kibble or treats in your pocket and literally throw them in the opposite direction. So at least then it will break the cycle, and your cat then will go off elsewhere. Don't do it as soon as the cat has bitten you, because then you'll be rewarding the cat for that behavior. Just wait a while, stand still, and then distract the cat. So I hope that helps. Maria, oh, Bev is saying you've got some of the Nina Otterson puzzles. They are really, really good, Nina Otterson ones. And don't just look at the cat ones either. Look at the dog ones, because although cats aren't dogs, they are clever. So as I've mentioned, a lot of the toys that I've got, certainly for the cats, are dog toys. So why should dogs have all the fun anyway? Thank you for all the hearts and the likes, everyone, and give me a thumbs up as well, please, just so I know that you're enjoying this live. Maria, you recently planted a honeysuckle in a trellis planter just outside the window, and your kitty is fascinated by. Well, it will be the scent because honeysuckle is another cat attractant. Oh, the likes are going up. Thank you very much, everyone. So yeah, honeysuckle is a cat attractant. So it's probably a combination of the two. Bev, you and Goose are watching Patsy's Garden under my duvet at the weekend. Oh, lovely. I find it really calming just to watch. Sometimes I have it on in the background and it's just the sounds of nature, and it's lovely. It's like a great screensaver on your TV. Annabelle, hello. He does struggle a bit with grabbing us, and he has high energy, good ideas. You're very, very welcome. Oh, Bev's saying, can we all lick the heart icon? Send some likes, please, just on the right of the comment box. Sydney, what are you doing? There you go. There's a cat toy on the door, and she was playing with that. Saba, your cat's nose gets crusty black stuff on the top. The boundary between the top of his nose and the fur. The vet says it's nothing, but it doesn't go away. Any idea what it could be? Again, this is a medical question. If your vet says it's nothing, then I would say it's nothing, but it could be food. But again, the vet would say if it was food. I think you'd notice if it was food. If you're concerned about it, then go back to the vet, ask to see a different vet and get another opinion. There are some facial issues that cats can have. I do know the name, but it's quite hard to say. But again, it's a medical question, and I don't want to suddenly alarm you with what it might be, because then I'd just be Dr. Google, wouldn't I? Go to the vet and see. As long as it's not food, then I would go and check with your vet again, a different vet, and get another opinion. Hi, Kerry. Any tips on how to recognise if a cat is in pain? You've had a cat with CKD, which is chronic kidney disease, and I was never sure if she was in pain or not. Cats seem so good at hiding their pain. Absolutely. Cats are masters of disguise when it comes to hiding their pain, and that's a survival skill that they've evolved to help them survive. Anything that is out of the norm for your cat, that's what I would say it would be. But generally, hiding, inappetence, it could be that they're grooming more, or they're not grooming at all. Vocalization, reluctance to engage and play, urinating outside of the litter box. There are so many different ways that you can spot that a cat is in pain. There's also something called the Grimace scale. Now, this is an app. If you can download it on your computer or your phone, and it gives you different micro expressions from a cat's face, down to the muzzle and whisker tension, the eyes, the ears, and the overall face. And these subtle cues can tell you if a cat is in pain. So do have a look at the Grimace scale, and that is, I'll just put in the chat box here. There you go. It's the Grimace scale. That's what you need to look out for. So that's a good indicator. And they give you a little quiz to do first. So you actually look at all these pictures and you see if you can work out if that particular cat in that picture is in pain or not. So that's a great one to have at your fingertips, that you can then look at your cat and work out if it's in pain just from their facial expressions. Body expressions, body positions, again, that's another one that's going to tell you if they're in pain, especially from the kidney area, because they tend to do a funny extended loaf. But I think anything, as a general rule of thumb, you know your cat better than anyone else. If you think it's acting differently, then do go and speak to the vet and sort of keep a little diary, or take a video of how the cat is presenting, because that will really, really help your vet as well. Carol said here, sounds like a dish problem, no plastic. Cats can get feline acne from having food in plastic, because the bacteria are in the plastic can then irritate them, and if they're prone to it. But I would have thought that I would have thought the vet would have picked up on feline acne. But again, that's something that you can speak to the other vet about. And you're quite right to mention that, Carol. Yeah, feline acne can be prevented. There's something called Lucillin. That's a spray, a topical spray that you can put onto the area, but the vets can also give you medication, topical medication for it, as well as other antibiotics and creams and things. But dishwashing, and always make sure that you don't serve on plastic plates, and always use ceramic is excellent as a way, as a preventative measure if you've got a cat who has feline acne. I've missed a question apparently. Was it oh, the bottle top hook. I can't find this question. Diane, cat lady, your 7-year-old cat went from £14 to £10 in 6 months. He eats dry food, seems okay. And that's quite a lot of weight to have lost. So, Diana, I would get a cat to the vet and certainly get blood work done. I think that would be advisable. Tasha, hello. Your cat likes to go outside, but you're not comfortable letting her out. She paws at the door when she's had enough indoors, so I let her out, and she always comes back. But still, any compromises? Yeah, of course. Look, depending on what your area is and how you live, catios are really, really good. That is almost like an aviary for cats that's added on to the building. You can have just very small ones, like a sun deck that is attached to a window, or some people have a cat flap that use them, or it could even be through a back door and then there's another door as well. Have a look on Pinterest for catios, and cat safe gardens as well. Depending where you are, there's a company in the UK called Protect a Pet, and they do fantastic cat safe gardens. And if you don't want them to come out and fit it for you, you can buy their DIY kit, and they will provide everything you need, and you can fit it for yourself. But I'm sure wherever you are in the world, I'm sure there'll be a company, if not in the UK, that will do that sort of thing. Okay, I'm just checking now. If I've missed anyone's question, would you mind just typing it again, please? Are energy outbursts like running around the house okay, or might they have a worrisome symptom? This is frenetic energy, and it's commonly known as zoomies, Eric. Oh, sorry, man of constant sorrow. No, nothing to be worried about. It's absolutely normal. Go and have a look at my videos on zoomies. Sometimes cattle do it before or after they've emptied their bowels. Great relief, and they feel wonderful. If they've had a lazy day, then they'll burn off some extra energy. And sometimes cats just like it because they like it. It makes them feel good. And also they're crepuscular. So could be early morning or late evening, when naturally their circadian rhythm is that they're going to be more active, because that's when their prey is more active. So yeah, Bev said zoomies. We love the zoomies or poomies. But have a look at my videos on zoomies. They are so fun. And if you've got tall structures, then the cats go crazy, don't they? Literally go up the wall when they have zoomies. Yeah, so if I've missed anyone's question, just retype it. Annabelle, he does struggle a lot with grabbing us, and he has eye energy. I think I've answered that one anyway, haven't I? I've done Saba's crusty nose. Well, not Saba's, but her cat's crusty nose. His or hers crusty nose. Right, I think blessed and in love. My cat is the same, and he doesn't like to be held. Oh, Amy, got it. When my cat has had enough of being stroked, she always turns to bite. Sometimes she does it randomly and rolls over to be stroked more. Is there any way of stopping this behaviour? Yeah, great question, Amy, as Bev's already said. So overstimulation in cats, and can cause petting aggression. So it's always good to know your cat, know where your cat's boundaries are, because some cats like to be just petted on the head. Some cats have no-go zones around the rest of the body, so you avoid this area. And actually, be cat-led. If your cat's coming up to you for fuss, as Sydney is here now, then I don't need to ask her if she wants fuss, because she's presenting herself to me saying she wants fuss. Little telltale sign, she's purring now, no, she's very happy. But if the body suddenly went tense and the skin started to ripple a little bit, and that tail started to twitch, and the ears flattened, or maybe she started to growl, I mean, that would be a real sort of sign that you've got to stop. Less is more, Amy. So work on a 5-second rule. So sort of 5 seconds and then stop. And then you can perhaps increase that a little bit. But you can easily overstimulate your cat. So work on that 5-second rule, and then just reward her then, that, give her a treat and tell her that she's been good, because the more she does it, the more she will carry on to do it, because that's what she does. Sometimes cats will give you a little love bite, and that is completely different to a bite that says, I've had enough now. But really, you should be looking out for those subtle signs that say, I've had enough, before they get to the bite or the vocalization. You've been a good girl, aren't you? Why, blessed and in love, why does my cat hate to be held? Bev's already said some cats don't like to be held. And again, it being cat led, and I probably sound like I'm trotting this out like a mantra, but not all cats want to be picked up, because, as Bev said, they're ground magnet cats. They feel vulnerable when you lift them off the floor, because you're taking away their escape route, because all cats are prey too. So they are thinking, well, if you're taking away my autonomy, my freedom, how do I get away if I need to? And then they do get very nervous. So don't worry if they don't like being picked up. Just don't pick them up, and just have them on their level, and go down on the floor and let them, if they want to come and sit next to you, then maybe that's fine. That's fine for your cat in particular. Just don't try and force a cat to do anything, because I've said it before, they're like a bar of soap. The harder you grip it, the more it's going to slip from your fingers, and it's going to break down a lovely relationship between you and your cat. So less is more when it comes to cat affection and picking them up. And blessed and in love, your cat flicks his tail and his ears go flat. So you know what? If you can, read the body signals before that happens, but at least you are noticing then. But if you can spot the signs before, then that would be better still. You've just got to work out what those signs are, because there will be signs. Thank you very much for the likes, everybody, and the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Maria's got a carbon copy of his mum minus the tail. He's got a poof tail with just a couple of vertebrae there. Oh, he's just turned 3. Oh, he sounds lovely. US, you're in the US. Oh, hang on, Sydney. Look at the hearts coming through now. Thank you all. Helene, recently your cats. Oh gosh, there's a couple here. Desire. Why does my cat refuse to eat when I'm not in the room with them? Yeah, Bev said it. You've been trained. So you've obviously stayed there, and you can get into the habit of going, oh, there you are, good cat, good cat. And you're soothing them, and they're eating the food, and then they feel lovely and safe and protected. Look at her face. And then they like that. And then you then have set up a precedent where that's what they'll expect. So if you're quite happy doing that, then that's fine. Otherwise, you have been trained. I call them Jedi cats, because they can get you to do whatever they want. You're clever cats, aren't you? All of them. So recently, Helene's cat's had eating issues, and she likes to eat next to where I'm sitting. Maybe it's old age, insecurity. It could be, again, because, as I've said, she's just feeling a little bit insecure, and you are her protector, you are her safe space. And so that could be why. And I think if they're a bit older, do you know what? Anything goes when they're a bit older. I'm a sucker for the geriatrics. Literally, I will walk Basil's food round wherever he wants to eat, as long because I really want him to eat. So that's fine. Oh, he's an orange tabby. Basil's an orange tabby. They're lovely. We call them gingers in the UK. I know in parts of the States they call them orange or red cats, and all orange cats have got the tabby gene. Did you know that? And that's why all orange or red cats always have tabby stripes. Kerry, how have I learned so much about cats? I would love to have your level of knowledge before getting another cat. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Well, I'm nearly 60, so I've had a lot of years of having cats. I had my first cat when I was 19, and then it's just study. And I think a lot of it is life experience. I've fostered a lot of cats. I had a rescue for a charity, little cattery. And then obviously learning, doing a lot of studies and then case studies and yeah, just study, learning from other people, because there's so much knowledge out there, and life and knowledge, we should all treat it like a sponge. We should want to soak it all up. And there are some amazing cat speakers out there which I just love. You'll always learn something from somebody, and I've always said the day that I think I know everything, I'm going to pack it in, because then I'm not committed to learning anymore. So that's how. But there's so many books, and watch videos as well. All of my videos I target well, just general cat owners, really. That, you know, I never take anything for granted. That people might not know that food and water should never be placed next to each other. That's such a simple thing for me, but I know that. But I've learned that. But I should never assume that everybody else knows that as well. And it doesn't help when manufacturers keep making these bowls side by side that makes you think, and even some of them have water here and food there, and so you are automatically going to put food in one and water in another, and again, you shouldn't do that. Cats will instinctively know that any food source next to water, or the water, is likely to be contaminated by the food source, and we want cats to hydrate as much as possible, because they're descendants from desert creatures. They already don't need to drink a lot, and the diet, you know, of their descendants would have been totally different to the commercial diets that our cat's kidneys have to put up with today. So that's why it's really important to get hydration into your cats. Bone broth is another good way of getting extra liquid and nutrients into them. There's a company called Eden Holistic in the UK, and they've just launched some bone broth, and my cats absolutely love it. I literally can pour it into this and they'll just slurp it up, or I can mash food into it. So that's another great way to get your cat hydrated. Tuna water, freeze it in the hot summer. If we ever do get a hot summer, then that's another great way of getting extra water into them. Man of constant sorrow, your cat. Oh, your cat shakes her head from time to time, like waking up or drinking. It lasts for a long time. She's had her ears, nose, and mouth checked, including CT, and they found nothing. Is it behavioural? It could be learned behaviour, but you know, that's an interesting one. I would say it's more likely to be medical, and I take it that she's had checks for vestibular and ear mites and things like that. And if they've still not found anything, it could be neurological. It depends how far you've gone down the line of tests, but it could just be, especially if she's done it after doing something such as waking up. I can understand a cat shaking its head flicking its ears around after it's just woken up. Drinking, not so much. It could be repetitive behaviour, learned behaviour, but could be compulsive learned behaviour. But I'd have to sort of know more about that case. But I'd certainly go back to the vet if you're in any way worried. Your boy also likes to swim when he eats. Oh, drinks. He also likes to drink when he eats. Okay, just don't have the food and water next to each other though, for the reasons that I've just mentioned. Um, I can't pick my cat up. If she wants contact, she jumps on my lap or I get on the floor. That's perfect, Elaine. Absolutely. Goose and I lie on the floor together and people think I'm bonkers. Ignore those people, Bev. I know you're not bonkers. XG Adventures. My cat stops pooping in the litter box. She pees in it. She plays in it, playing in it regularly, and it's proper healthy stool. I've tried changing the litter box and litter. It's been months. Any ideas? So I would, if you were a client, I would obviously have a house tour of the video to see where your litter boxes are. If you've got one cat, you need at least 2 trays. If you've got a cat that is soiling outside the box, I'd be tempted to put 3 trays in. I'd put them in quiet locations. I'd have a different style of tray, no flap. So if it is a covered tray with a cat flap, I'd take the flap off. I'd have a tray that's completely uncovered, and I'd have a high-sided cat tray as well, and put them all in different locations. And I would put different litter in every one. Also, the cleaning protocol can be quite important. So if you go onto my YouTube account, there is a cleaning protocol video, and there's also one on my TikTok account. That's a pinned video, and that's using 2 different chemicals: isopropyl alcohol spray, which you can get from Amazon, and in the UK it is Ideal 365, or if you are in the States, Canada, it's Odicide. And you use the Odicide or the 365 diluted 50-50 with water first, dry it off, and then this is the area that's been soiled, by the way, and then you use isopropyl alcohol afterwards. If the cat is soiling in an area away from the tray, I would do that cleaning protocol, and then I would put something like a kibble feeder or something to reassociate the area. So something flat like this would be quite good in that area. Or again, cat it do another one called a digger. Or if you don't want to do that, just something like that. Put that in the area, so it will redefine that area as a source of enrichment in terms of food, or even put a toy down, something like that, so the cat won't go to that area again. So that's what I would do, just as a basic rule for something for a cat that's soiling. And if she's absolutely fine, she's not getting constipated or anything. If it was constipation, you could try pumpkin puree or powder. Also, a probiotic would be quite good. You could try that. You see, some cats, if they get constipated and they have pain when they go to the litter tray, they will associate the litter tray with the pain, not necessarily the poop. So that could be what has happened. It could also be that, again, this is all hypothetical. I've known some cats that have heard a loud noise when they're pooping in a tray, and that stopped them going into the tray to then poop, because they've associated the scare, the loud noise, with the tray. So that's why it's a good thing to switch everything around a little bit. I really hope that helps. Sharp, you follow the old cats with a little saucer of food around the house as well. You've been trained as well then, have you? Oh, you call them gingers as well? Oh, thank you for all the likes, everybody, because we've now got 27 thumbs up. That's really good. I'm a bit competitive, so I like to get more thumbs up each video if I can. If anybody is watching this on catch up and you want to leave a question, I do go back for about a week and go and answer the questions. Okay, so if that helps. Tasha, your cat loves cat TV. Where's this one? Your cat loves cat TV, but she tends to pounce at the TV when I put it on for her, so I can't leave it on. And then, yeah, it depends what the channel is. So some of the cat TV is very stimulatory, stimulating, and so that's why I like Patsy's Garden, because it's more like they're looking out of a window. But I get that totally. If they get really, really wrapped up in it, what you could do is try playing with your cat first before they watch cat TV, and get them the high energy up, and then put cat TV on for them to bring the energy levels back down. Yeah, I was just saying about the Pet Buddy. Pet Buddy is amazing. Medicine Tiger. What causes a good or bad mother cat? Some are very loving, others kick the kittens away violently. It's genetic. So if you have, say, a feral cat, a feral queen that is very, very nervous and very, very on her toes and anxious, then statistically she's not going to necessarily make the best mother. I'm not saying that that is always the case, but it's genetic. So all of those kittens are going to be born prone to be anxious, because that is fed through when they're in utero. It's a survival skill that they have. So kittens that are born from a stressed mum cat are more likely to be stressed. Sometimes some mother cats it's instinctive. They just straight away, and it always fascinates me the way that they don't know what's happening to them, but they just instinct kicks in and they just know how to nurture the babies. And then others, then they maybe have a bad time, the pain, they're not good with the pain, and therefore they relate this kitten to the pain. So there's no saying that they would be better the next time round, but even in pedigree breeding, there will be some queens that are not good mums. So and breeders don't tend to use them again, and obviously the liability on that happening is then you have to hand rear the kittens, and then kittens that are hand reared, they don't have the maternal habituation, and they are more likely to become or have aggressive tendencies later on. So with any kitten, you have to be really careful to play with them appropriately. Got hair here now floating off my top from Pudding or Sydney. You always have to play with kittens appropriately. So, you've seen those videos on TikTok and YouTube and things where the cat parent does this on the kitten's tummy, and then the cat does this, and then they do it again, and that is just encouraging the cat to think that hands are okay. And it tickles when the little kitten teeth are nibbling at your hands and the little claws are going, but that teaches them that that's okay, that hands are okay to be used as prey, and they're not. Hands should only be used for gentle petting, to offering food, and any play should be done an extension of your hand, so using wands and things like that. Or give your kitten a kicker. I mentioned kickers earlier. They come in all different sizes. So this is a kitten one, and obviously that's a rabbit fur one. So it's all different sizes of kickers, but those are great for kittens. Blessed in love, how can I get my cat to eat canned food? He will not do it, and he tries to cover it up like it's litter. Well, that's a behaviour called caching. Like squirrels will cache their nuts. So cats will instinctively do that to try and cover up the food, or that's what they think they're doing instinctively, to cover it up to have it later. So it may be that your cat isn't hungry. It may be that he doesn't like the food. If you tried warming it up a little bit, you could get some bone broth and pour that into it. You could get some toppers. If you go on Amazon and search for cat food toppers, they come in different. It's basically freeze-dried chicken, and there's other flavors as well. And it's like flour, a sprinkle on the top that can encourage them to eat. There's something called Fortiflora. That's a probiotic. Can you see that there? That can encourage your cat to eat, and that just comes in a little sachet. like that, and you just sprinkle that onto the food. So that's a palatability enhancer in its own right, but it's actually good for your cat as well. So, I mean, I'm always in favour of not feeding your cat the same thing all the time. Vary the diet as much as possible, because if ever one of your cat's food manufacturers goes out of business and they just literally really focused on one food and they'll only eat one food, you're really stuffed, because cats don't like change and they like the predictability of a routine. But if their routine is that they get a variety of different brands and different textures, different foods, then you're actually going to be in a good position. And yeah, and it just zhuzhes it up a little bit for them. I mean, I'm not into doing I've seen some of these videos. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have made a birthday cake for my cat, but I'm not into all of the videos where they make it look like a banquet. I mean, that's great for a video, but sometimes it can cat food shame the rest of us. Who think that, oh my God, I'm just feeding my cat just out of a can. But that's not real life. I think just vary and feed the best that you can give, best that you can afford, and make sure it's species specific. So don't go giving your cat dog food and things like that, or dog kibble, because that's not healthy for them. I'm not saying that you're doing that, by the way, but I think just try that. Try feeding little and often, because what some cat parents do is just feed them twice a day, and cats don't eat like that. They grazers. They will go and hunt when they're hungry, and that's when they'll have the food. So that's what you should do. And again, zhuzh it up a little bit. Elevate the way you're feeding your cats. Don't just feed it in a boring bowl. Give it in a lick mat, give it in a slow feeder, and that can help as well. You'd be surprised. And again, you can even use a churro or a licky licks a little bit on the top to get them to eat it. So, and don't leave it out too long as well, because it can go stale really quickly, and the cat is instinctively not going to have that then. So, and then it's a waste of your money. So, I hope that's helped you there. And I'm pleased that who's just gone and moved their food? Amy, you've just gone and moved your food away from water. Love that. That's absolutely brilliant. I'm glad you're all enjoying it. Yeah, go and follow me on TikTok. I've just been filming today, so I've done loads of content today. So those will all be out over the next few days. You keep the bins pretty clean, and she's got a litter robot and a manual high side box and manually scoop. Litter robots can be a problem for some cats, I'll be honest, XG. If I've had any clients and they've had issues with house soiling, pound to a pinch of salt, they've got a litter robot in there as well. So I would actually pop another tray in there as well, and then just let your cat float with its feet and its paws. You're welcome, Tasha. Oh, Evelyn, I did answer it. Okay, that's good. Tickly kitten teeth. Oh dear. Oh, Bev, guilty of making my cat food fancy on a Friday. Oh God, you're just making everybody else feel so bad, aren't you? Momo, yeah, ask a question by all means. Blessed and in love, how do I get my cat to stop scratching the side of his litter box and actually really cover his poop up? I think he was taken from mum too early. No, not at all, Well, I mean, he may have been taken from mum too early, but it's instinctive behaviour. And a lot of cats will scratch the side of the litter box if the litter isn't deep enough, and if you haven't got a real loose, sandy substrate. So say, for example, you are using wood pellets or paper or real granular litter that is only about that deep, that's why your cat's going to do it. If you're using something like we have Van Cats in the UK, I'm trying to think what other brands that you'd have in the US. I don't think Van Cat is in the US, but there are other brands like it, Tigerino, for example. With Van Cat, you have it about that deep, 7 to 10 centimeters, and it is amazing. The cats really like to dig. They get a lot of pleasure out of it. Some cats will actually go into a box just to dig, not do anything. They're actually just scenting it, because in their paws they've got interdigital glands that will scent, so it's their territory. They're making it smell nice of them, so it's familiar, and then they'll go and use the litter tray. So that's why I would say, blessed, that it's the substrate that you're using, and it's possibly not deep enough. Little and often, variety of textures, add liquid to squish it up, also raised bowl and white flat dishes. You could do my job, Shark Canes, because that is absolutely spot on when it comes to food and making it palatable, in serving it in a way that cats like to eat. Z Cats, I find that cat stroller with a removable carrier really helps with vet visits and help the cats feel safer. The vets really love it also. Do you know what? You as long as anyone can get their cat in to a vet and they're not stressed, they could go on a JCB. As long as the cat is not stressed, then that's all good. And if they feel safe and happy going and they have a positive, pleasurable experience, that is fantastic. Okay, Mama, 2 boys, Seth and Voss. My cat is great. Abby Cat is 21. He's losing his bowels, laying around, not his usual self. I don't know what to do. He won't eat or drink. He meows out of pain. I've done nothing but cry. Oh dear, bless you. You know what? You do have to do something, though. You need to speak to the vet, because it doesn't sound like he's having his best life right now, and it's your duty of care as his mummy, to do what is right. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to be crossing the rainbow bridge right now, but if he's losing his bowel, use of his bowels, laying around, he's not having a good life, is he? And if you go onto Google, search for quality of life checklist for animals, it's a brilliant tool that is it's almost like your conscience, really, and you can score your cats out a mark, and it just highlights how poor the quality of life is. And I've used this when I had to have my cat put to sleep last year, the year before, Jumble, and that's what I did. I used a quality of life checklist, and I used it every day. And as her number went down, that's when I knew it was time. But a cat that has lost control of the bowels will be a very, very poorly cat and will be feeling absolutely awful. So, and if he's not eating or drinking, you really need to get your cat to the vet, okay? I wish I was a vet and I lived next door, I'd come and help you, but I'm not. But please go, even if you can get someone to take you, or get you, better still, get a vet out. Your great Abby boy has lived a fantastic life of 21 years, and I think it is a duty of care now. It's the last kind gift that we give them, and no two ways about it. Each time we have a kitten and we take a cat into our lives, we don't think about it until we have to, but we do have to think about it. That there will become a time when we have to make that decision for their benefit, and we have to consider putting them to sleep, euthanizing them, sending them on the way, whatever you want to say or whatever you want to call it. And that's a kind thing to do. It's the last kind, responsible thing that you could do as a pet parent. So there is a fantastic hospice vet on TikTok called Dr. Faith Banks, and all she does is go to people's homes and help the families say goodbye to their cats and dogs and other animals. And her knowledge and her compassion is outstanding, and she really does help. In fact, I did a live with her, I think it was a couple of years ago, and yeah, it was really, really good. So there are hospice vets that will come out to the home, and I know it's going to be expensive, but again, it is the last kind thing that you can do. And no cat should, no matter what age, they should not pass away in pain. There's nothing to do. Nothing wouldn't be kind to your cat. But I can understand the dilemma that you're in, and my heart goes out to you. It really does. We can't keep them alive forever, but we can help them on the way. So, oh, you've got an appointment today. I'm just reading this now. Give them a call. Give them a call again, and stress the importance and the urgency of this. Yeah, lots of love to you. I'm really feeling for you. I am. Shark canines. Did I say cans before? It's canines. You're a cat nanny. You go to people's homes while people are on vacation, busy daily rounds. That's amazing. Yeah, that your poor grey tabby cat, very bad owner. Odor. They go into ketosis. But dear. Yeah, do get him. Just ring that vet and say that you're on your way and he needs to be seen now. Forget what else to say. Just literally get him there. Cat strollers. Oh, Jumble. Yeah, you remember Jumble, don't you, Bev? Yeah. Faith is wonderful. You follow Dr. Faith as well. Yeah, she really is. Medicine Tiger, litter hack, shredded tree moss, peat moss, wood ashes and sand. I also rub the cat box with fresh catnip when cleaning. I've not heard of that one. Bev has just put the link there for Dr. Faith Banks on TikTok. And Carol's saying, everybody put a thumbs up, please. Thank you, everybody. That's really nice of you, Carol. Thank you. They won't accept him till 3. It's just a lot of rubbish with the vets around here. I am so sorry. I mean, is it worth trying another vet? You've tried to call numerous times, but at this point, it seems like to have the caller ID won't. I mean, I don't know what location you're in, but can you try for a hospice vet or just Google another vet? Yeah, that's terrible. Well, leave us a message, because I'm sure everybody in this room right now in this chat will all be thinking about you, and you can update us after the live. But yeah, sending lots of love to you and your little grey boy, who at 21 has had a fantastic life that you've given him. So I know it's going to be hard this next 24 hours, but I think the thing with grieving is you get to a place where you remember the good times, but that's only time that can give you that. So it's yeah, it's not an easy time, but that's part and parcel of being a cat parent, isn't it? Well, I have rambled on for 1 hour and 8 minutes. So oh, look, there's some lovely messages coming here for you now. Yeah, can we all give Mama to Two Boys, Seth and Boss some nice thoughts and comments here? I'm tearing up now. Because I really do feel for you. So glad to happen. Oh, oh, I see. So glad to happen upon your live shop. I see what you mean. Oh, sorry, I'm just I'm having a moment here. Because there, for the grace of God, go us all, don't we? If we have cats, we have loss, and but it's better to have had them, isn't it? Oh, well, I didn't think it was going to get like this, but anyway, guys, I'm going to go off and find myself a tissue, and yeah, come back soon. Yeah, I will come back soon. But listen, everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for giving me all the thumbs up. If I have another two, I get to 40 and I'll be really happy. 39, one more, and I'm at 40 and then I'll go. I'm only joking. Thank you so much for everybody who has watched, who stayed with me, and all those that are going to be watching it on catch up. And I will be back next month. I'll put a date up. And it's a pleasure, Helene. I really, I'm glad that I've entertained you, and I know we're all a bit sad now, but we have had some fun as well, haven't we? And I've got to 40. So what do we say, Bev? You know what we say. She's frantically typing now. You're welcome, Carrie. Bev, where are you? You're letting me down. Meow for now. Thank you. So listen, lots of love to you all, and see you next time. And keep an eye on the stream diary. And if you do, yeah, I know. To you. I will keep you updated on there. So look out for the next live. And any questions, type them in. And Mama Two Boys, Seth and Voss, please keep us updated in the comments. Okay. So meow for now, everybody, and have a lovely, happy holidays.